Hi, I'm Carolyn Rivers, founder and director of Sophia Institute. I've had such fun reflecting over 21 years of Sophia Institute and seeing some of the earlier video pieces that we collected and seeing the work that we've done as it's ripened and matured, and you've joined us over and over again, many of you, and some of you now for the first time or the first few times. And together we've been working to do our part, centered in the rise of the feminine, cultivating wisdom and mindfulness and well-being for a more just, sustainable, flourishing, and spiritually fulfilling world for all people, to bring forth a consciousness of wholeness. And a consciousness, we could say, is a consciousness of awakening, knowing that this is a time of great evolutionary shift in our world, and that it's so essential now for us to do our part to make the world a better place. As we face new challenges in a world in transformation, we're holding the belief that together we can create a more conscious world, one in renaissance that expresses the vastness of the human potential. The vision of Sophia Institute is a world that could be called a wisdom society, a 21st century that could be called Sophia century, a compassionate global community where wholeness and wisdom, integration, peace, oneness, sustainability, the conscious feminine and masculine are at the center of life.
It's about the change that I see coming over the faces of the people who attend these programs as they open their minds and hearts to new perspectives and new visions that might actually change and heal this world.
The Sophia Institute is such a sacred grove, a source and beacon in today's world for transformation and spiritual growth. It's a gathering place for those on the journey, a place committed to awakening the conscious heart in all of us. In my time here, I've seen this happen. The Sophia Institute works like a greenhouse for the soul.
Sophia is a focal point for a powerful form of conversation, a transformative conversation that gets beneath the surface of things, away from the periphery and down to the hub of life.
We are trying to reimagine the human experience, and to do that in ways that value both the masculine and the feminine in this beautiful balance and integration.
Now this place, the Sophia Institute, the joining of some of the finest minds of our time with the deepest issues of our time, the bringing together of the wisdom traditions of millennia, this happens here, this happens now.
The work of the Sophia Institute is much to be commended now. Not only Carolyn, but all of the faculty, all of the staff, all of the board members, all of the volunteers, and all of the attendees, because ideas grow stronger when they are shared. And that is what the Sophia Institute has offered, an opportunity for people to come together for this great co-creative effort, a wisdom culture seeking to emerge at this extraordinary and critical time in human history. For at this time, what is happening is that two worlds seem to be colliding. One world is clearly falling apart, and another world is trying to be born. And that which is trying to be born is a world of unity, is a world of shared humanity. And places like the Sophia Institute are the midwives. Places like Sophia Institute are filled with people and is preparing people to be the conduits, to be the channels, to be the co-creators of this new culture.
And I suggest that that metaphor is what's going on for our species right now. If we know that we're giving birth to a new way of being, a new kind of human being, a human being that's not born of the patriarchy that we're trying to disengage from, but born of the balance of the masculine and feminine, born of the soil of divine wisdom, born of this 21st century, the first century in the third millennium, this century which Carolyn and I and many of us call the Sophia century, the century when women will take our rightful role in co-equal partnership with men and the world will come into balance.
What a joy it is to convene our wisdom convocation with Dr. Jean Houston, Dr. Annalise Smithson, Dr. Ann Baring, and Dr. Jude Curvin to create together cultivating a wisdom society for our world in transformation.
Jude, the way that you can explain to people the science of wholeness is so profound. I really thank you for the clarity that you've brought to us as humanity.
And we are embodied, microcosmic, divine beings on the bow wave of the evolutionary impulse of our entire universe. This is the cosmology that the leading edge evidence is now converging with universal wisdom teachings. You know, Sophia is the goddess of wisdom. Sophia is the love of wisdom. When we awaken to this understanding, we're entering into a love affair, a love with our entire universe, with our planetary home, with each other. Because for me, what love is about is a realization there is no separation.
We've lost it through this materialist ideology that we've been stuck in for 300 years, which has had its advantages, but it's given us a totally wrong view of what our life is about and what the universe is about, because it taught the philosophy of separation, which, as Annalos and Jude have been saying, is all wrong, and we are one. And this is the revelation that's coming in now, that we are one with the divinity of the universe, and we can't be separated from it. It's just the most marvelous revelation. At the end, in the last chapter, I said, light and love are the pulse of the universe. Light and love are the pulse of the universe. And that is something that we can actually feel with our hearts, that our heart is beating in time.
The whole point of the spiritual path is to bring us all the way home to the peace, the freedom, the joy, the love that we truly are. While we might still be getting caught up and pounded in that infinite ocean here and there, you know, we need to all start just accepting where we find ourselves. We start discovering that underneath those pounding waves in the infinite ocean of samsara, there's a parallel experience of the ocean that we didn't see at first. And it's an ocean full of grace and possibility, beauty, wonder.
In our Conscious Aging series, we explore the questions that challenge our culturally inherited beliefs and attitudes about aging, and created a new blueprint for conscious aging. We also shared scientifically verifiable knowledge and tools to prevent or slow down or stop or even reverse aging of the brain and the body. So many of you joined us. This is a series and work we will continue. Social Justice Racial Equity Collaborative, convened by Sophia Institute, is 7 years now into our work.
So this work of being the architect of RX Racial Healing Circles and the Truth Racial Healing and Transformation Movement in the United States. Give you Dr. Gail Christopher.
The goal is to transform this nation, transform what I call the ethos, the spirit of this nation, to one that no longer allows adherence to the antiquated fallacy of a hierarchy of human value.
Our soiree last November celebrated 21 years of Sophia Institute. It was a joyful and very fun evening. With music, Charlton Singleton, Mayor John Tecklenburg, Holy City Opera Company, celebrating Sophia Institute community, faculty, staff, and guests, and auction that was extraordinary, with Jonathan Green and Rita Scott donating 30 of his art posters because they wanted to celebrate Sophia Institute in this way, and auction items generously donated by owners of Ojai, California, and Mountain Getaway in Western North Carolina. It was an unforgettable evening.
Hi, Erin, that's right. Carolyn Rivers is the founder and director of the Sophia Institute. It's a center for learning that brings together people from all 50 states and 16 different countries. celebrating 21 years now of calling the Lowcountry home and helping people uncover the wisdom inside their hearts.
Institutes like Sophia Institute can serve as bridges between the old ways of doing things and the new. At Sophia Institute, we are envisioning a 21st century that could be called a wisdom society, a much more just, sustainable, spiritually fulfilling, conscious world that holds the sacred at the center of life.
So I invite you, all of you, everyone listening, to support the Sophia Institute with your heart, with your soul, with your participation, with your love, and with your financial resources. I am a huge advocate for the work of the Sophia Institute and proud and honored to be part of it. Please join me.